Jai Shri Krishna. Good morning, friends. Let's go ahead and check out the messages for today. This is from the Gita Wisdom from the Bhagavad Gita Tarot. Please keep in mind these are general readings which may or may not resonate with you. You may subscribe for my channel if you like my work. Calling in the divine forces for today. Help us read, understand, and interpret divine messages for today. I'm gonna pick just too many. I'll pick up a total of 3 cards. Calling in the divine forces, divine ancestors. Please help us understand the messages for today. The messages for today. In the same order that we received. I'm sorry about that. I have to switch off the video because the entire set of cards flew and my setup of the camera was disturbed. So the first card that we have is the restless mind. Next we have friend or enemy. The next one is overcoming fear. So let's first read out the verse from Bhagavad Gita chapter 6 verse 36, which says Asamyatam mana yogo dash prapa iti me mati vasyat mana tu yatata sakya vaptum yupata. It says the yoga practitioner whose mind is unbridled can never attain self-realization. Only one who has mastered the self and who strives by right means is assured of success. So, the entire procedure of evolution of spirit starts from understanding the current state of mind. So, irrespective of how many tragedies, how many sad events, how much sadness or depression you have faced as a person, if you want to move forward from any situation in life, death, despair, death of loved ones, despair, helplessness, financial crisis, crisis of the mind, the most unbelievable struggle that we have is the crisis in the mind. Why am I alive? What is the purpose of this life? So there are so many questions that your mind creates, and unfortunately the mind has the answers, but we don't seek to clarify it to the mind because everything is evolving from within our minds itself. Without the mind, we cannot imagine body. Without the body, we cannot imagine the mind. So, all of the forces within us are helping us realize the divine within. But the restless mind is actually you can use it as a strength because what happens is when we realize our weaknesses, in order to remove the weaknesses, we forget the fact that we have to use it as a foundation stone to evolve. Because when you've realized that you are a restless mind and you do not make improvements in your lifestyle, there are many challenges that you encounter in your lives. But what is more important is you understand the restlessness, the wavering mind. An unhealthy mind will also give messages to the mind to improve. So, all we have to understand is what is affecting us. Is it a bad work habit or lifestyle or bad way of dealing with people or addictions? Anything which is affecting the mind, which is making the mind restless, cannot realize anything which is a divine form of yourself. So, a mind helps the mind to evolve. So if you realize that you have got to this point when you are not sure about what you're doing in life, what is more important is that restlessness could be used as a foundation for helping you evolve. And there are tons and tons of techniques, methods which can be adopted to help you understand your state of mind in a better way. And if you seek help, you might want to do that because what's more important is you understand your way of reacting to your own energies, and that's what is the most important thing to remove the unhealthier states of mind. So once you have realized the restless mind, once the potential is understood, let's move to the next message, which is friend or enemy. Let's read out the message from the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, verse 6, which is Bandhur Atma Manastasya Yenatmevatmana Jita Anatmanastu Satrutve Vartetameva Shatruvat. So, the meaning of this verse is, for one who has controlled the mind, it is the best of friends, but for the one who has failed to do so, it remains the greatest enemy. So, as you can interpret and understand, that the foundation stone is something which you are worried about. You're too much worried about, if I put the foundation as this, there's going to be a tower moment in which everything will be devastating. But that's not the point. The point is, the foundation stone, which you think is half crushed, actually help you climb that big mountain or hurdles which are coming your way. When you start to realize the value of creating something out of your restless mind, you will understand that your mind is either your friend or your enemy. So, once you are moving towards realizing your spirit within you, your state of mind should be unfettered. Nothing should disturb the tranquility of your mind, irrespective of what states of sadness, anxiety, anything, or happen, even happiness. Because once you are in the mode of connecting to the divine, every form of your experience becomes a diviner experience, which helps you understand your spirit better. All right. So the first thing is, the restlessness needs to be understood and then addressed to. And then there are certain strategic gameplays that you will adopt, which will help you and your mind move towards calmer states. When you do that, you still have the option to become the enemy of your own mind or your friend of your mind. And then the next message is overcoming fear. Let's read out the verse from it. From the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 40, which says, Neha Bhikrama Nasotsi Nasotsi Pratya Vayu Navidyate Svalpam api asya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. So allow me to read out the translation, the meaning. No effort of yoga path is ever lost, nor can be any obstacle ever hold one back forever. Just little progress on this path can protect one from the greatest fear. So when you've realized your problem, which can be anything, a problem which is not even a problem at times, a problem which is affecting your mind to the core, a problem which is a problem in relationships, financial struggles, no job, situation which is affecting your health, creating restlessness in your mind. So, the first stepping stone is to find out what makes your mind restless. And when you do that, you will find better ways to evolve. And finding better ways to evolve, there will be obstacles, which is your mind, the biggest obstacle in your own spiritual evolution. When you realize the fact that your mind is becoming your friend, you will be able to use the faculties of your mind. You will use your creative energies towards your evolution. And when you keep doing it consistently for a period of time, you would realize you have the power to hold your ground and overcome the ultimate fears, the deepest fears which are rooted in your mind. So imagine yourself to be a tree more than 2,500 years old. So, suddenly, if an event happens which is triggered by a past memory of previous lives, you don't know what happened. It's just that you were in deep shock. You tell yourself that you have lived such a beautiful life, and this one event in your life actually is moving towards devastating your life altogether. You have no clue. So, what you do is you find your divination, the divine forces within you. You've realized that you were in a restless state, you have to evolve. You made your mind your friend, not the enemy. And when you were doing it, You also gain that power and courage to overcome your greatest fears or oldest past memories, previous lives, childhood memories, traumas, struggles. You'll be able to overcome to the point when you connect. So, this is the last card at the bottom of the deck, which says the Super Soul. Allow me to read out the verse from the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, verse 15. सर्वस्य चहम हृदि सन्निविष्टो माता स्मृतिर जीनाम जीनमन जीनमन अपोहनाम च वेदैश्च सर्वैर अहम एव वेद्यो वेदांतकृत veda vih eva chaham. I'm sorry, I'm not too familiar with Sanskrit, but I was just trying to let you know the complete message because it's from the Gita itself. Now, the meaning of this verse is I reside in every heart. From me alone came remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. I am to be known by all the Vedas. I am the author of the Vedanta. I alone know the Vedas. So it's very important message which we get at the bottom of the deck. This is what is attainment. This is what is connectivity with the supreme divine. So the soul is this is actually the storyboard is moving towards the evolution of the soul and how it is happening. The restlessness of the mind, which can lead to destruction, was observed, curbed, and in fact, later on thought of some energy form which you need to slay yourself. Then, friend and enemy. So, your mind was trying to befriend you, mind was trying to become your own enemy, relationships were going against you, you were going against relationship, that unending tussle was happening. And then, when you were able to interpret that the friend has to be interpreted as a friend, the enemy is something which will not affect you because you have understood the value of creating positivity in yourself to such an extent that you will attract only positivity. When you do that, you will get the power to overcome any obstacles that come your way, which is overcoming fear, any form of deepest fears. And then the final message is you will be able to evolve within your own spirit. So understand that Narayana, Vishnu, Krishna are all the names of the divine forms which reside within the mind. So when you are able to connect with your Ishta, Ishta means when you close your eyes, the image of God that you see is the most important thing for you to connect with the divine nectar which is in your mind. So understand this fact that you are creating your own seed of evolution from your thoughts. So this is what is the message. I'm sure this is a very clear message which is indicating that psychological states of mind, fear, depression, anger, anxiety, helplessness, these are all states of mind which is creating restlessness and which is not conducive towards a healthy development of the healthy mind. So once we are able to reciprocate to it from our own divine spirit, the mind will start learning the right courses that it needs to follow to evolve. And when you are able to overcome fear, what's going to happen is the divinity, which will definitely be the game changer for you, because it is something that you will automatically receive. So it's not to be forced. It's just like enlightenment. You cannot force yourself to be enlightened. If you try to do that, your body is not ready. You might have very horrific experiences. So this is actually a form of yoga that you can see. Understand that yoga does not mean folding hands and sitting in Padmasana. Yoga means a way of life. So when you are leading a way of life by identifying what's wrong, by working towards understanding that it's something which needs to be taken care of in a very loving manner. So understand the calmer states of mind will help you overcome the deeper states of fear. This is how the soul is connected to your mind. The calmer you become, the more powerful you are. Understand that person who is loud and making noises is not the right approach towards he's probably not evolving within himself when he's showing that frustration. So, when you have the right energy, you will be able to overcome the obstacles, and evolution is certain. Growth is certain because you will automatically be able to sow the seeds of creativity within you. And I'm sure the message is very clear for us. That's the divine messages. Thank you very much for your time. I much appreciate it. Jai Shri Krishna.